You gonna make the slideshow so that we get it or what? Okay. If you can, work it, because I don't.
Hey everybody, welcome to Brains Over Bullets, another weekly podcast. We want to say we miss Demetria. She won't be here. She's in big LA doing a big McNeill project for Federal State. So we proud of you, Demetria. We miss you and congratulations on your success. And in her place we have Miss Charley Wilson that was with us last week. And you know we had such an awesome time, and I appreciate her coming in and stepping in. Thank you. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Like again, this is a community podcast. That means anybody in the community can come. You can come and we can sit and we can talk about the things that's going on in our community, because this is our community. Like I always say, this is a us thing, not an I thing. And you can come and sit. We can talk about it. Where you can come in with us. You can meet us where we at the library. And you can come and we can all just have a big old talk show. And we want to honor the reason this podcast was started. Everything was started for the people, the new people that are tuning in that haven't been on before. God Style Outreach was started because of my son Antonio Styles. You see it posted back here. He lost his life in August 21st, 2017. He was murdered. He was shot 5 times right here in our local community on Ramsey Street at the Blueberry Park. And through that, God gave me the mission to start that, and that's gun violence awareness and mental health in youth. And through that, it launched out to BREM, Broken, Restored, Empowered Mothers, mothers that have lost children to gun violence and any kind of loss. And right now, in the last week, I think we've grown about 6 moms, 7 moms already, so we're up to over 20 now.
That's good.
Yeah, it's good and it's bad.
I mean, yeah, it's good that y'all are bonded. It's bad.
Yes.
The reason that you have to bond in
Right.
circumstances.
We would, just like one of the moms said, Miss Alicia said, we're supposed to be getting smaller, not bigger. And then, of course, we launched out to Brains Over Bullets. We believe in investing in knowledge and in futures, not funerals. And, you know, me and Demetria teamed up with that. And we're just excited about where God is taking us. And then she does YDIGS, the Youth Development Integrative program. And, you know, she does programs with children. So anybody having children, you having issues with them. She deal with troubled children. She do mental health. She do behavior management. So anybody having some issues with your children or you don't know which way to go, reach out to Demetria Murphy. That's her field. And I always give honor to our children that we have lost in the community. These candles stay lit the whole show because we give honor and light a candle for our babies. This candle is not just lit for one child in our community. We have lost more than one child. We can't focus on one life or want to do something because of one life. We have 1 million of lives. So these candles are lit for the lives that we have lost to gun violence and any kind of loss, especially in our community. You know, and I want to give respects out to the Guyan family, you know, for their loss this last week, you know, of their child. And I want to send love to Teresa, Miss Alicia, and Gloria, and Miss Tamika. And I can go on and name the names of the mothers in our community that have lost our children. Miss Tanya, Mama Joyce, Mama Elliott, Little Scoop Mom. So I can go on and keep naming, but that'll take up a lot of time and take up the show because it's so many. But just know that these candles always be lit in honor of their lives. And this is right here. We have, you might can't see it. This is the different parts of the brain: the frontal lobe, the parietal lobe, and the temporal lobe, and the occipital lobe. These are the different functions of the brain. And I keep this list so anybody that you're not educated on what the function of the brain does, please go educate yourself on that because it's very interesting when I did it. The front of the brain right here, it planned and organized the incoming information. It controls your behavior and your emotions. This is some good stuff. And the parietal lobe is the crucial integrating sensory. This is the visual part of the brain. And then you got the temporal that's down at the bottom. And it processes the language and storing your information. That's your long-term memory back here. And this is all in the occipital lobe, that's the visual cortex. So please go study the brain. Do you wonder why some of the stuff you be like, why am I not holding information? Why am I not this? You know, it's some interesting stuff. And this is, you know, information about the event coming up. And of course, we have this here. I just got this information. Anyone with any information with the truth about the memory of Antonio Styles, please call Crime Stoppers. It's they're giving out a $1,000 award for that. And all that's been said, I'm gonna pass the mic to Miss Charley. Let her talk.
First of all, I just want to say thank you for giving me the opportunity, you and Demetria, and just, you know, coming onto your platform and just being able to sit here in her seat today. But again, my name is, you know, Charley. I go by Charley, Portana Lane, and I'm the executive director for Community Preparatory Academy. So doing phonetics and tutorials for our youth, and we have some great things that's going to be branching off in October for the kids. Also, my other business is life insurance. I'm a life insurance agent in North and South Carolina. And so if anyone out there that needs life insurance, please feel free to contact me. I'm going to do a free consultation, free quote. Because I'm tired of sending GoFundMe's and the cookouts and the different things like that. Insurance is very inexpensive for children and young adults. They can get insurance on them for less than probably $10 a month.
Yeah.
Very, very inexpensive. So we need to make sure that our children are covered and, you know, we're covered. And I'm done. I'll go ahead and turn it back over to Arry and let her do her thing. But
Well,
thank you.
No problem. This week is gonna be different because we got a room that has some technology. So brains over bullets, let's talk about it. We're gonna move on down where our mission statement is gun violence awareness and youth advocacy, providing knowledge, and we believe in investing in futures and not funerals. And we're gonna move on down to the topic of the day. If I can get this thing to do right. There we go. The word love. That's what we're going to talk about today. Amongst other things. Trust me, we talk about a lot of stuff. This podcast, we start one place and we end up talking about something else. But one thing I do want to say that I mentioned yesterday at the visual for Red, like, we need to stop just being talkers and doers. There's so much that needs to be done in this community. It's so much, everybody can have their hand in it. If people stop passing the ball and say, oh, I ain't got nothing to do with that, oh, I don't know, I'm good, that ain't my problem, or that's not my situation, or whatever else excuse that we can come up with, or why we're not in our community helping out or doing something to fix the problem. We got so many suggestions while we sitting on the phone with our homegirl, or we sitting on the phone with our homeboy. But let's activate that. You can go on Facebook anywhere. You can go on the internet. You can go on YouTube. You can go on Instagram. You can go on anywhere on social media and find somebody in Fayetteville that's doing something that's pertaining to maybe one of your ideas that you think will be beneficial for this community. Okay, so if they're not, then link with somebody that can kind of guide you to, hey, how can I start this? This is my idea. And somebody will. And if they won't, then reach out to somebody who will. We're here. I'm sure Miss Charley wouldn't mind, giving you some ideas and sending you in the right direction. Demetria or me, if I can't do it, I'll link you with somebody that can. So we got this, stop dropping the ball and stop pushing off the excuse on everybody of why we can't do this or this and that for our community. We can't expect that the politicians to do it. Right. We can't expect the churches to do everything, and we can't expect the teachers to do everything. And we think we kind of push the ball off on people to try to say, hey, for whatever reason. But it's not everybody's job. We as parents, we got to step up and do our part. And I think if everybody around the board do their part, we can save a life. We won't be losing so many children that we are.
Yeah, we just have to stop being against one another in that
right.
way. This group or that group or whatever. you know, in these pockets or whatever. Just because you have this mission doesn't mean that I can support you.
Right.
Even though, you know, I'm Community Preparatory Academy or insurance or whatever, that doesn't mean that I can't support Brains Over Bullets, because it's still our children.
That's right.
And so whatever I have or whatever, you know, my role should be to contribute, then I think that we should, instead of saying, well, you know, whatever reason, to find a reason to be divided. I just think that as a people, you know, I think we need to get past that point of where
Right.
I'm looking at people in that way. I think it's just, you know, a lot of judgment and just a lot of
Negativity.
You know, negativity, and just, you know, and we need more unity. We need less of that and more unity.
Yes, and that's why we're going to talk about love today, because I believe one of the reasons why, outside of prayer, and you know, like I said yesterday, get back to the old school ways. We too busy trying to keep up with the Joneses and technology and the way the world is going, and some things we just need to leave the same so we can kind of work off the old school way. We turned out great, the old school. We turned out all right. I can't, you know, was everything easy? No, but I would not take anything from it, because it trained us to be, you know, substantial, to be level-headed, to really take care of our feelings, do the right things, you know. So the word love, and this is one of the things we're lacking. We're lacking love. It's so much hate. It's so much anger. It's so much drama. It's so much mess. I have never seen so many messy people in my day and all of my life. This world is messy. People are messy for no reason. Just on Facebook, just talking crazy, just saying stuff. Like, don't even think. Just, But where's the love? You know, so my question is, does the word love break down boundaries? Does the word love break down boundaries and heart barriers? That's my question. Does the word love break down boundaries and heart barriers?
That's deep.
What?
That's deep.
Yeah.
That's deep. Does the word love break down boundaries and heart barriers?
Mm-hmm. Community, y'all, what y'all think? Type something up there so I can read it. Does the word love break down boundaries and heart barriers? What is it going to take? Let's hypothetically say that Miss Charley is going through something, and I'm coming to her to try to say, hey, you know, she done probably been through abuse and bad relationships and all kind of stuff, and she just angry, she's bitter, which a lot of our women are bitter. We're going to talk about that too. Bitter from a bad relationship, a bad baby daddy. Oh, he ain't this and he ain't that. We're going to talk about that too. Lord, that drives me nuts. So I come to her, I come to you, and I'm trying to say, young lady, we're role playing, y'all. Young lady, you know, I hear, you know, you're going through some things. What could I do to, you know, try to help you, you know, because I'm coming to you in love, because you're already angry. You're already bitter. You're already been rejected. You're already been beat down, low self-esteem, and all the stuff that come with it. So me coming to you in love, you like,
you don't want to match that energy.
right.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was having a conversation with somebody about that. And that's why I was saying, even if somebody comes to you in a certain way, you don't have to match that energy.
Right.
And so just because if they're upset or angry or whatever, you don't match that. I mean, that even works whether you're in business, relationship, you know, in education or whatever. Don't match that energy of negativity or whatever.
Right.
So I think in some situations, love will break barriers. In other situations, love in our community, I mean, you can love some people to death, but some people love certain things. Like, for example, white supremacy. I can have love in my heart and demonstrate love, because love is an action word,
right,
to a racist or white supremacist, but if that's in their heart, I cannot deal with what's in their heart. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not sure in all situations can it break barriers.
Right.
But does you know what I'm saying, what they eat, does it make me poop? No. So I still have to do what I have to do as an individual. I cannot match their energy. I still have to keep doing what I'm doing. I have to understand boundaries.
Right.
So you can love, but you do have to have safe boundaries as well.
Right.
Because I'm not going to love you and let you just beat me in the ground because I love you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Love has boundaries too.
Right.
So maybe the thing is, what does love look like to people? Do people really understand what
That's
love
a good
is?
question. That's a good question. What does, all right, community, Miss Charley had a great question. What does love look like to you? And that, I mean, I never even thought about that. So that's something for you to think about. What does love look like to you? I gotta write that down. Because that's very important, because if you don't know what love look like, or have an idea of how to even give it or receive it, that's a boundary, that's a barrier. So you got that wall up. If you're mad and you're angry, you got all this stuff going on, how are you even gonna know how to receive it? You hurt people. Mm-hmm. So how are we as positive community activists and positive people and educators and psychologists and people that's in the community that's working with youth, how are we as adults and educators, how are we going to reach our youth? The key word is love, but how do we got to know their love language, because we don't know. Even you'd be surprised, you think love language is just for marriage and adults, but you don't know, they might be visual people, or you got to learn them. Don't just walk up on them and be like, yo, you need to do the right thing, you messing up, you you always barking at them. They ain't gonna know how to receive you. So that's why you got to learn them, watch them. That's one thing I do. I sit back and I watch young people sometimes, and I study them. So I can know, I can't just walk up on them and then start assuming. Then that's going to kind of put up another wall. Because like, you don't know me, and you hear a lot of young people say that. You don't know me like that.
Yeah, one of the things I do in my class, at the very beginning, I always tell students, I begin to explain, things that go into their conscious and subconscious mind. Mm-hmm. So I said, sometimes you may not even be aware of something. You can hear the beat of a song and you're automatically saying the words because it's in your subconscious. Mm-hmm. I explained it to them, kind of like dealing with the brain, and that I also explained that their behavior let me know. Like I said, just like y'all are studying me, I'm studying y'all. I'm watching how you write, how you talk, how you dress, how you smell, how you behave. Every time you come in my classroom, I said, so I understand that y'all are kind of like flashcards. Humans are like your program. Everything, all these things, your experiences, your trauma, your good, your bad, everything is on this flash drive, just like your computer.
Right, that's
and
good.
So it shows up. So I tell them and I always explain to them. So when I see something, you demonstrate something, I'm wondering, okay, what's going on? What happened for this to be happening? And I tell them, I don't take it personal. We clean slate and we move on. But I'm going to tell you. So that's the same thing, in dealing with people. I'm observing you. What's in you that gets me? Why is this person always saying something negative? Or why does this person always look this way? Or why are they always so defensive? It's something there. You know what I'm saying? It's something there. So I study, people's mannerism, their behavior, whatever. I'm not a doctor or anything like that. But it's just a gift. It is a gift for me to be able to do that. Even with the students, I'm monitoring. Most of the time, I can take them out and I can hit it right on the nail. Like, who hurt you? What's in your heart? And I start dealing with the matters of the heart, because usually that's dealing with the behavior and the emotion and the upset.
It's all connected.
Yeah.
And then when you try to do that, and you even talking to an adult sometimes, they're like, you're not no psychologist, you ain't, been. I was like, but some things, even through education, some stuff you just pick up on, and some stuff, it sometimes, it's not to try to belittle you or to belittle the person or the child, but it's, hey, I recognize that behavior. And especially going through social work and all this other stuff, you got to learn all that stuff. You got to be able to identify that stuff. And once you see it, and you be sitting there, you could be at a cousin house and be like, sitting there, and you be like, they is depressed. And then you start watching just the little things they do. Right. Or they have an eating disorder. Or they have this. There's so many things that you can pick up on. But that lets you know you have to be observant. And us as parents, we have to do better observing our children, because they give off a million signals. I promise you, our kids give off signals to tell you that they're struggling with depression, they're struggling with anger, they're struggling with behavior, they're struggling in school, they're struggling at home, or they're dealing with peer pressure. They give off signals. We just have to be more mindful and attentive to our children and pay attention to those signs. My kids used to be like, you is nosy. They tell me, you is so nosy. No, I just be trying to, I be paying attention. They be like, that don't make no sense. I be like, no, you just mad because I know what's going on. And you don't have to say nothing. But I just pick up on it because I be watching it and I be listening. But you have to be like that. Go through your kids' room, parents. Go through your kids' room.
Yep.
Go in their business. I used to do it all the time and I found all kinds of stuff. All letters, all kinds of stuff. You never know what you run across, but your children hide stuff in their room, under their mattresses, in their closet, in their shoebox, in their shoes, inside the shoebox, in their coat, jackets, pockets. I'm telling y'all, go through drawers, pull out the drawer, and look on the outside of the drawer, has them taped on the back. I'm telling you, I'm giving y'all some stuff. These kids done got smart. But it's time for us, we got to get back into our real parenting and be smarter than them. So, because that social media and these websites and YouTube teaching them so much so fast. So much. Like we was talking about yesterday, the little 6-year-old, 7 and 10-year-olds that's out robbing people and picking up guns. That's a problem.
6, what did you say?
6 years old. You ain't hear about that?
No, where? Oh my God, no.
Yes. 6 years old.
Robbing somebody. They gonna get
They
that.
sent the little boy in the store to try to help them rob. So this is stuff, so that means 13 and 14-year-olds are saying, hey, I need you to help me go rob a store. Go do this. Distract them. So they're teaching them.
But why are they robbing? You know,
right.
I automatically want to know why.
They,
what is it that you're deprived of, and not even saying financially, emotionally? What is it
good
the
question.
deprivation that's making you go out there and feel like you have to do this? What are you looking for?
Correct.
I see stuff that happens to kids, but when I see children involved in it, I want to know, like, what was behind this.
It got to be a reason. What's the underlying?
Because kids are not born bad.
They're not.
Are not born
They're
bad.
taught.
Yeah, so
They're
where
taught.
does this come from?
Right. And I'm a social media, look up this movie called A Girl Like Grace. I seen it's a great movie. And it's called A Girl Like Grace. And this young girl grew up in a home where her mom was an alcoholic. And her mom was dating a whole bunch of men all the time, getting beat, you know, that lifestyle. She basically started raising herself. She actually seen her mom get beat up in front of her, and the guy was trying to abuse her, and she killed the man in front of her. The mom, because he was beating on her real bad. She tried to leave, and he came to her like he was ready to harm her. And so she got a bottle or a pot, I think a frying pan, and bust him over the head. And then the movie transferred to her, you know how it fast forward. But this is her as a young girl, 5 and 6 and 7 years old, constantly every day seeing her mom have sex with different men, seeing her mom get abused, seeing her mom abuse alcohol and drugs, her mom at work running the streets, clubbing and doing all this other stuff at the strip club all the time, but she's at home and gotta fend for herself. Right. So she had to raise herself. And then eventually she grew up. I think she got in high school, and her best friend had committed suicide. And she just kind of shut down after that, but she finally came out and she met this girl. Megan Good played in the movie, and Megan Good was the bad girl that brought her out to say, hey, you ain't gotta be boring, come on. And it was her sister. Megan Good was the sister of the girl that committed suicide, which was her best friend.
Okay.
So Megan Good started hanging around with her after her sister had died, and started bringing her around drugs and alcohol and giving her a life that she wanted, because she was a straight A student. She was a nerd. And she got out there. And so now she's experiencing this life. Her mom never really taught her anything about, you know, how to be a young lady. So now she's out here in the street. She want to be a part of something. She's a part of something now. And she ended up experiencing drug and alcohol. And she ended up getting raped, gang raped. And when she kept fussing at the mom was like, where you going? Don't try to be my mom now. You ain't been my mom all this time. You ain't been there. Go get you another drink. You know, that type of stuff.
And no respect.
Yeah, because she ain't never been there. So now she's dealing with anger, resentment. I don't have my mom. So all these emotions she's dealing with. That it just kept stacking and stacking and stacking and stacking. So now, where's she gonna get the love that she's looking for? A man, or the streets, or something that's gonna make her feel accepted. That drug made her feel accepted. That alcohol made her feel accepted. Making good made her feel like she's a part of something.
That attention.
That attention. Keyword attention. And she got gang raped. And that's when the mom started being a mom. After she was gang raped. Great movie. I didn't tell you all of it. Just kind of, but still, you need to go see A Girl Like Grace. It was a good. I was like, wow, that's a powerful movie.
You hear similar stories, not necessarily all the things, but elements of different stuff from the girls that I've talked to.
These girls dealing with some stuff. They're having sex. If they're not having it, they're thinking about it. And somebody's pushing them, be like, girl, you need to go ahead and do it. You're the only one that ain't, that's a virgin. You the only girl that ain't doing it. You whack, you lame. So now she done gave herself her body away instead of saving herself for that husband or that man that's going to make her feel worthy. You know? So we got a lot to deal with, man.
So what that little girl ended up doing, she was carrying the weight of her mom plus her stuff. But she got the weight of whatever her mom was dealing with and all that burden on her on top of her own issues. And so she survived them. She's trying to find her way.
Yeah.
And trying to get something that wasn't poured into her. Because, you know, she was deprived of a lot of stuff emotionally.
Right. And then when let's say she would have ran into somebody like me and you. And we got to decipher through all that stuff to try to get to her, because what we don't realize as women, as people, mostly women, we take in a lot because that's just us. We're nurturers. So that means all that stuff that we encounter, it puts a wall up. So that means when you find somebody really that's genuine and that's really want to love you, I'm talking to the women now, that about, you know, finding a good man or a good man finding you, because we don't go looking for no man, the man find us. And they come, and then you finally meet a decent guy that want to love us the right way. They understand how to love us the right way. They want to give us the life that we deserve and treat us the way we deserve. But then we got that wall up, and then they got to break down that wall just to get to the person. That wall is half of this table thick. And they got to break through all this, and the person is right here. So that means this here is the first part of the brick wall. This is the second part of the brick wall, and this is the person. So they got to go through all that just to get to the person. And then once they get to the person, they still got work to do, because then they got to still deal with all the issues.
Yeah.
So it's a lot. It's a lot.
But that's like mental health, though. Like in the Black community, we're taught to pray things away. Counseling is like frowned upon. I'm not crazy. Well, counseling don't mean because you want to go to a counselor doesn't mean that you're crazy. So I think that kind of is a reflection of I can't speak about the white community because I'm not a member of that community, but I can talk about, you know, our experiences being Black in America.
Right.
So I think that even with mental health, you know, us suppressing how we feel, you know, when things happen, you know, you be quiet. Don't tell people what's going on in your house. So all these things that we're told to suppress and hide and keep, I think that those things breed it, and we have to do things differently. I know that I was young when I had my daughter. You know, I got pregnant when I was 18 and had my daughter when I was 19. So fresh out of school. And so with that though, but it was, you know, God put it on my heart. Like, for me, I was a blessed mother. He put it on my heart to do something different with my daughter. So my daughter was brought up in a way that I wasn't brought up. She was brought up in a way, you know, where we had communication, and that was important. So everything that I felt like I did not get, I knew that it was important that she receive that.
Exactly.
So I think that, you know, it wasn't if something happens to you, you don't tell anybody. No, you talk about it. You didn't talk about your feelings, your body, about sex. You know, even before she even had it, I explained to her she was going to begin to have feelings like she had her feelings, because you do have feelings, and if you don't explain those feelings, some little boy or lesbian or whatever will explain it for them. So I'd rather for you to get that information from me. So she already knew that, okay, even if you have these feelings, there's responsibility that comes with that. You don't have to act, it's okay for you to have these feelings, but
Right.
just because you feel this way, it's not for you to be with everybody.
That's
Because
right.
your body is not for everybody.
That's
So
right.
these are just, it's mental health thing though. Like I said, it goes in the
Mhm.
Black community and the things that we are traditionally taught, things
Mhm.
that are passed down about
Mhm.
keeping things, not talking about things,
I
hiding
agree.
things.
Right. Because mental health is real. Mental health is real. And it's okay to go talk to somebody about whatever is going on in you. I would rather for you to go and talk about it to somebody than go out here and do something, pick up a gun, or like take it out on another loved one. It could be a husband taking it out on a wife, or a wife taking it out on a husband, even taking it out on your children or your job. We have to be able to know there's a safe place to where we can undress all this stuff and leave it there and go out and try in the world, and let's try to get it right. You have to be able to, you can't carry, and I don't care how many people try to be a superwoman, Lord have mercy. I'm a strong woman. I'm a strong Black woman, but at the end of the day, even I need somebody to just sit down and say, look, I need to talk. I'm tired. I need to talk. I got something going on and I need help. I need to understand something, and I need somebody to pick up the phone while I just need to pray. Yes, I'm a prayer warrior. Yes, I'm an interceder. But even I need to go to somebody and just lay at somebody's feet and let somebody pour into me. It's very important. So don't ever feel like you so strong and you so hard that you can't. You'll burn yourself out and you find yourself wanting to commit suicide and give up on life because it's too much. I'm serious.
Yeah, we have to have a safe place. I think that our boys too. I think
Yeah.
our boys, girls, I think it was easier, my experience of getting them to talk. I think it's a little bit more difficult sometimes. Oh, I think it's a little bit more difficult for young men and talking with them about how they feel and the anger and and everything that they have to deal with. I mean, you think about it, we get up, we look on the news feed or the news and we see Black people getting killed, Black kids getting slain, and sometimes, no justice, no peace about it. So you feel like you don't have any options. So, and I'm not making an excuse for behaviors or things that happen out there in our community, but I'm just saying, you have to understand that because I know how I feel.
Yeah.
And all that builds up in me when I'm looking at these things and I'm seeing these things. I'm seeing children die. I'm seeing, things that's going on in the educational system. I'm looking at, okay, well, why every time I look at statistics, I was looking at the statistics from where my hometown, Bessemer City, I looked at it at this elementary school right up the road from where I stay, which is like Skerlock. I don't say that far from there. So I'm like, looking at these things, and every time our children are at the bottom, like for reading or whatever.
Right.
So why is it, in all these things just breeding in our community? So people are angry, people are hurting, our children are hurting, and so then you see all these episodes of things happen. So I don't agree with somebody taking somebody else's life. I don't agree with that. I think that's horrible. But I think we got so many issues going on in the community.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, how do you deal with it? You see somebody, the boys are angry and they feel like, okay, well, I'm gonna go, sell drugs, or I'm gonna, rob somebody. I'm gonna do all these different things that's happening. Like, I'm thinking, what's behind that? And when I see a child, in a school setting,